Good morning, everybody. I am starting off by just making sure these brushes that I'm going to use are clean. Because I use my multitasker for so many different things, I want to make sure that I have a nice clean bristle so I'm not pulling any other colors into my under eyes, because that's what we are going to be working on, are under eye distractions. So because I use my multitasker a lot for my lip and cheek or my contour around, I need to make sure that these suckers are nice and clean. So beautiful thing with our brush cleaner is they're already ready to go, instantly dry, so we can get this started, okay? So here's the deal. When it comes to under eye, it's super complex because everyone is so different. And even like certain times of the month, your under eyes could be different depending on hormones, depending on how much sleep you get, if you're stressed out. So there's so many different things going on here. If you are blessed with nothing right now, fantastic, but still save this because you never know when that day is going to come, right? So a couple things that could be happening. You could start getting some under eye colors, okay? Distractions to you. They could range, ladies. They could range from some purples to blues, maybe even some darkness. For example, if I'm getting up close and personal, I've got some blues and purples going on, but I also have some freckling going on, right? So everyone is going to be different. That's where I can help you pick colors. Most of the time, mango is going to be a good corrector, but let me help you when it comes time to making that determination. Here's the other thing. You could get under eye baggage, right? And everyone's is going to look different. Some may only have like that puffy bag. You can see for me, especially like when I smile, I get a little bit really close up to my eyelid. Other women are a little bit further down and then also get the puffiness, right? So I'm not going to tell you how to fix those. I'm just going to show you how you can use a little bit of color to help make the illusion or make that distraction go away a little bit. And heck, you might have a little of both. You might have that discoloration and bags going on, okay? So I'm going to help you through this process. I'm going to do two different techniques, so that way you can find the one that works best for you and go from there, right? So I've got two kind of sets of tools that I want to use this morning too, and I'll do them differently on both eyes, so that way you can also see that as well. So let's start out with this eye first, okay? This one we are going to do strictly under eye correction. Not bags. We'll save the bags for this side. So this one we're just doing straight up, utilizing colors to fix underneath, okay? Again, everyone's colors are going to be different. But here's, I think, the problem that we run into is with our cream makeup, it's meant to be one layer. It's meant to be nice and thin layer so it moves with us. So when we start doing a lot of this color correction, I think a lot of women get discouraged because then their under eye starts to look cakey, or it may look a little bit more textured because we're adding more products. So that's why using tools is super important. A lot of times in videos, you see me doing this quick where I just take my finger, come into my mango, and just press a little bit into those colored areas, right? Because I know I don't need a whole lot. But if you need a little bit more in this area or in areas where you start to get some creasing, that's where these tools are going to come into play. Okay, so this side, I want to use only mango in my brightening color. Okay, so again, these could be different for everyone, but what I'm using is mango, and then my June is my brightening color. So the first tool that I'm going to use is this Multitasker brush, and that's why I wanted to make sure it was nice and clean. I didn't want any contour color on it or lip and cheek color. I want it nice and clean so I can come in and use that color corrector. Some women have two Multitasker brushes, which is totally fine, right? Have one for your lips and your cheeks, or I'm sorry, your lip and your contour, and the other one specifically for your under eye. You could totally do that too. or just clean in between. So I'm gonna use this really flat, soft end here, and I'm gonna come into my Mango, my color corrector. And I might also be using this other mirror too, because this is where you wanna get like fine, close, like you're only putting this on the areas where there's discoloration. We don't wanna line the whole thing. We only wanna come in where there is discoloration, okay? The beautiful thing with this brush is I don't have a lot on, but it's like a beautiful paintbrush. It just glides on super soft. So I am gonna use this. So for me, I know I have a little bit, can you see this here? Of purples in here. So I'm taking just the finest amount and I'm just letting that brush kind of glide on over that area, right? Only the area where there's that discoloration. I'm gonna come back and I'm just finely painting, if you wanna think of it as that, just painting ever so lightly on that area of discoloration. So you can see how it's already taking that color through that color theory, that color wheel, and we are removing that distraction, okay? But it's just the finite amount of product. For me, I also have, I think they get accentuated when I wear my glasses, but I have these frecklings, so I have some of these dark colors here. I have a little bit going on here, and sometimes in this crowfoot area. So I could even come in and just put a little bit of that color corrector in these areas. And again, smallest amount of product. So you can see I'm getting that coverage and I'm turning that color around versus like the purples that you see here, but I'm not adding a lot of texture. I'm not putting cakey, large amounts on. I'm coming super thin, and that's why I love using the Multitasker brush for this, because you can be super precise. Now that's all that I need on that side, right? So now I'm gonna switch this out for the blend brush, okay? So the blend brush is one that has super light coverage. This is one that I often recommend to teenage girls who are starting off with makeup, or if you want super light coverage in the summertime, it's a fantastic brush to use. It is also really good if you are doing some color correcting here to bring a little bit of brightener now in this area. Super fluffy, super light. You could use either end. I like the big fluffy end because it's gonna be less product, okay? And we don't want that caking to happen over here. So I'm gonna come now into my brightening color, the big fluffy end, just a very small amount, and now I can brighten just a little bit, okay? I did the rest of my makeup already this morning. I just left my under eyes out of the mix. So now see, we're still being able to brighten. You can tell the difference. We're still brightening, but it's just the smallest amount of product. And then you can always pull it up like how I like to give that little bit of lift. So we're brightening and color correcting at the same time without adding too much product, okay? So again, this side, we use that color corrector of Mango, my brightening highlight color, and utilize these two brushes together, the Multitasker brush and the blend brush. And now we have that beautiful coverage, but we're not thick and cakey. We're not adding texture to our eye, and it's not gonna crease throughout the day. All right, now let's switch sides. We still need to fix this one, right? But I wanna show you, now I don't have a ton of under eye bag. And again, remember ladies, this is gonna be different throughout the month, depending on how much you sleep, depending on how stressed you are, okay? So take note. But here's another approach that we can do if you have under eye bag and maybe you have a little bit of discoloration. So I'll walk you through so you can kind of play around with what you have. The brush I am going to utilize is this one right here. It's actually a part of our Demi collection. It is called the Spot Brush. Now, if you wanted, you could definitely take some of the 3D brushes and kind of pair them all up together. Utilizing, for example, the Multitasker brush, the pointy end, maybe your eyeshadow brush, or even the blend brush. But I want to show you why I love this tool, because it's meant for demi color, which is also a cream, so that's fine. But it kind of brings the best of both worlds together, and now I can keep this tool just for my color correction, okay? So it has that nice small little, almost like a paintbrush, like a watercolor paintbrush end here, and then the big fluffy end. So it's kind of a combination between like the eyeshadow brush and the blend brush, just a little bit smaller, okay? So a couple different things that you could do here. Take this smaller end here, come into your brightening color, okay? For me, this is June. So if you have some under eye bag going on or some puffy, I want you to take this color and I want you to find like where it creases. So for me, you can kind of see where it creases here. That's where it gets dark, okay? It's that shadowing, it's that natural shadowing. So that's where I want to brighten it. Okay, for me, it's just when I smile. For other women, it's just how it is, right? Some may be lower, some could be uptight, some don't have it, okay? So I want you to find that deepest point, and that's where we're coming, and we want to bring that brightening color. So again, I'm going to use my mirror a little bit here too, so I can get up close. And I'm actually going to smile a little bit, because this is where I want to, can you see this? This is why I love the Demi brush too, because it is so precise that I am just coming in kind of where I get that bag happening or where that fold happens, and I'm putting my brightening highlight color right there. So now you see that it's already starting to like brighten in that area where we had shadowing, okay? Now, there's two other options that you can do. If you don't have any discoloration in this area, this is where you're gonna come in with your main color, okay? And you can just dip on into your main color and swipe it around. Because I have a little bit of both, I have that discoloration and the bag going on, I'm gonna come into my color corrector. So this is where you can play around with different things. So I'm in that nice big fluffy end here. Let me just come into my up close and personal. So now I'm gonna come and bring that color corrector in that area. Or again, if you're not color correcting, then I want you to come into your main highlight color. I'm gonna add a little bit in here, but it's a very light coverage brush, okay? And I wanna do a little bit more. I should have used a different compact, but I wanted you to guys see the Malibu. I'm trying to, and now I'm gonna come a little bit up above where that line was. See where I put that line, see where I'm coming in with this color. And now I'm just gonna lightly blend these colors together, okay? This brush is amazing. If you do not have it yet, again, it is under the Demi collection. It is actually on sale right now. And now I just blended that together, okay? So that brightening color, it just took a bit of that shadowing away, okay? So now, like I did all the things, right? I did the color correcting on both sides. I addressed some bag, okay? It's always gonna be there. It's not like we're getting rid of the puffiness. We are just taking that distraction away. So this is where you have to play around with. Do I have discoloration? Okay, do I need a little bit of like, for example, mango to color correct? Or if I don't have discoloration, do I need to find where that shadowing is taking place from that puffiness and bring brightness there? And then go ahead with either, if you're brightening like we did on this side, or if we're taking the opposite and we're just doing our main, allowing that brightener to do the work in that shadowing area, okay? I know it can get super complex, but that's why I just wanted to be able to break that down for you ladies and show the difference and how every woman is gonna be different, and that's totally okay. In different times of the month, it's gonna be different, but you can still get that beautiful coverage, right? We're still getting that lift. We're still getting rid of discoloration or bagginess or puffiness accentuated, okay? But now we don't have the thick cakiness around our eyes that's gonna crease throughout the day. Because we're here, I wanna show you these two. These are cream eyeshadows. I didn't do my eyes today, so I wanted to show you these two colors. This one is Tangled, it's a cream eyeshadow, and this one is Spiced. So I'll do one on each eye, because why not? You could use your finger. Let's just do that. We'll just do our finger today. So let's do Tangled first. See how pretty? It's got the cream components, but there's a little bit of shimmer in it. So I love being able to use these cream eyeshadows if I am going out quickly. And I can just pull a little bit up. So again, this one is cream. It is called Tangled. Okay, you could also come in with your Multitasker brush too if you wanted. Since it's here, we'll flip to the other side. This one is Spiced. This one has like the kind of the bronze glow to it. And then we just kind of bring it up a little bit. So these are two different cream eyeshadows that we have. Super simple, right? Tangled and then Spiced. Super easy to apply. As always, I'm gonna brush through these brows with my line brush. And there you have it. Beautiful, covered. We're taking care of some of those discolorations or those puffy areas that we just want to take those distractions away, okay? And then we paired it with some cream eyeshadows. So there you have it. Any questions, please reach out to me, especially if you are looking to see what color corrector items would be good for you, or if you need more details on these brushes. Again, we had the first one was the Multitasker brush along with the blend brush. And then our other eye, we used the Demi within the Demi collection, on sale right now too, which is fantastic. The Spot Brush kind of brings both worlds together. And then of course, we always finish it off with the line brush. Otherwise, there you have it. Any questions? Feel free to reach out to me, and I hope this was super helpful.